Hello, I am JJ. I'm a developer advocate for the IBM Cloud, just like
Congratulations.
it says below me there.
My name is Paul Tchaikovsky, and I am a managed OpenShift black belt at Red Hat.
Is Paul coming in a little choppy to y'all?
That's fine. It doesn't matter if my video is choppy,
Okay,
as long as you can hear me.
perfect. Okay, so Paul, what is OpenShift?
So OpenShift I'm going to start very simply. OpenShift is Kubernetes,
Okay,
but it's not just Kubernetes. So if you use Kubernetes, just raw Kubernetes,
hmm
there's a bunch of other stuff you have to do to make it operably useful. So you have to have monitoring and logging. You need to have some tooling to do maybe some CI/CD. You need to build images. You need to restore images. OpenShift brings all of that to you and provides it as like a fully integrated experience. Whereas if you have Kubernetes, you end up having to figure out how it all integrates together. OpenShift just kind of does that for you as part of being a platform. So you get Kubernetes as a container orchestrator, but you also get OpenShift, which is also anything up to a full PaaS-like experience. So like your old CF push, except it's like OC deploy. And then you'll also get a bunch of your even more newer like serverless type stuff. So it's kind of a whole gamut of the different interfaces into a platform you might need, depending on who exactly you are and what kind of control you need over infrastructure, and or if you just have an app or a function that you need to run at a given time.
nice.
Now, one of the things that OpenShift does very well through CoreOS and friends really pioneered the concept of operators. And operators are basically a way you extend the Kubernetes API itself to support things that Kubernetes doesn't support natively. Just about everything that OpenShift itself does is via operators. And in fact, you're using the IBM OpenShift service, right?
We will be, yes.
Everything that they do to run your cluster for you is also done with operators. So there's operators like below your cluster, there's operators above your cluster. And the operators are basically reconciliation loops that are saying, this is what you asked for. Does it still look like that? If not, I'm going to fix it. I believe we're going to be talking about operators, or at least a specific operator.
Mhm.
So I thought I would tee that up for you.
That sounds great. If you've never seen it before, I strongly suggest taking a read through this to kind of get your head wrapped around it. So there's a couple different places you can get operators from. We have the Red Hat Marketplace, which is a certified operator from Red Hat. There's the
Mm-hmm.
Operator Hub, which is kind of the community. Is that a good way to describe it? Kind of ecosystem for
Yep.
operators. I found an operator that is so obscure for me and Paul. Not most people, but for me and Paul, that I wanted to challenge us by trying to get it to run today. So I found this Open Liberty operator. So hopefully this won't take us very long, because from what it sounds like and what I've seen, they've actually spent a lot of time making this very, very good. But like I said, I haven't actually touched it. And with Paul and I knowing so much about operators, hopefully this will be relatively straightforward and relatively simple. We have a nice blank Red Hat cluster, OpenShift cluster right here, as we said earlier. Paul and I are both on a box here. I'm going to say hi, Paul. And what is Paul going to say? There we go. Perfect. So we're both talking to the same machine. So if one of us can't type, the other one can take and run with it. With everything out there, you should always probably take a breath and look at some docs when you first start anything. So we have you can install the Open via kubectl commands or assisted by the lifecycle manager. I believe we're going to use kubectl for this. We do have kubectl here. Kubectl get pods. Oops, I can't type already. We shouldn't see anything there, which is good. Get all, just to make sure that we're actually connected to something that we're expecting to. As you can see here, we have OpenShift as we expected, and it is the machine I spun up only 5 hours ago.
We could do this the easy way or the hard way. I suggest we do it the hard way, but what I do want to show you real quick
Mm-hmm.
is the easy way.
Okay.
So if you bring up your OpenShift console, and if you go to Operator Hub
Yep.
on the left, and then you type in Liberty, if you click that,
Hit install.
you could just hit install. I'm going to say let's do this the hard way
Yes.
because there's no learning happening by just hitting an install button. It says use the instructions for one of the releases to install. So I guess open the releases in a new window.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and kubectl apply.
So this is the CRDs.
Mhm.
And then I think the next apply will be the actual operator itself.
Port
Let's just
Liberty.
call it Liberty-operator.
Port.
And then watch namespace will be Liberty-resources.
Yep. Back to animal. There we go. So then I can come over here, grab this one, and this is the. That one will be the operator.yaml ttl apply -f rback. All right. There we go. There's our cluster role and cluster role binding. And then
now let's look at the operator.
Yep.
Hey, you got it to work. We got what you needed.
There you go. So we got our applications.
Nice.
So
that's that work. That's that in. Now I guess we need to check the namespace itself and make sure the operator is running.
What do we call it? We call it Liberty operator. Okay, get deployments. That looks pretty good.
Nice.
Okay. There we go. We got starting workers, starting controllers, starting event source. This looks pretty close to what we want here.
I reckon we're in a good spot. So now we want to change namespace to the
there's the actual reconcile
Liberty
loop also. This is good. Okay, so ns Liberty resources. Okay, get pods.
Now there should be nothing here.
Just checking. Just checking.
Oh.
What'd you find?
Here you go.
Sample code from GitHub. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down. I'll build it locally, push this into Quay, and then we'll take it from Quay and we'll run it obviously first. And then if it works how we expect it to, we'll dump it into this application image on Quay and then see if it actually spins up. All right.
Yep.
So we'll come over here, cd source, cd. Do I have Docker on this thing? Docker. I do. Good. Copy. Git clone. Open Liberty. And then we'll go into Java E. Should have our Docker file there. Good. Docker build -t quay.io. Awesome. What is it? What are we calling this? This is Open Liberty demo latest period. No such file. Do we need to build this first?
So back to their instructions for a second. They give you a Java command to run. Like, what's the actual command to build the app? So I bet we can do vim docker file. We can do from. What version of Java is it talking about? Java 8. Maven. And then we can do run. Let's see what happens here. Docker build -t JA.
Oh, should I make this bigger?
F Docker file. I don't know. Let's see what happens. This is the joys of picking random apps from the internet and then stubbornly continuing on with them even after you realize that it was a bad idea.
Oh, hey, it's all learning, right? It's all a learning experience. Yeah, that looks like Java.
So that looks like it worked. But the thing we ended up with is the war is now inside
The container.
the container.
Well, we can go into the container and copy it out with Docker CP.
Yeah. So you need it running, right? And then you can get it out. Let's open a new. Oops. We want that. Docker run. XTI. What a target. Yeah, target. There it is.
It really seems like he knows
Now we
what's
can
going on.
do Docker CP. The container name, which is ID. We'll do there. Target to dot. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we got it.
Did we do it? Docker build dash T and then dash dot.
Okay.
What happens if we do Docker run dash T?
That's what.
I mean, that looks like it's working.
Yeah.
That looks good. So now go
Holy
ahead
hell.
and retag it and push it.
There we go.
Between the two of us, we're almost a whole DevOps.
I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
Is this a public
Yeah,
registry?
it's about to be. It's about to be.
All right, cool.
There we go.
Yeah, so you can see kind open Liberty application. So we just need to change replicas and the application image.
Okay. So replicas should be
3.
3. Good for me.
Because that magically makes it highly available.
Absolutely. Quite hello. Awesome. What do we call it? Java. EE. Don't need
Love
a
that
full
latest.
secret. That looks right?
Looks good to me. Look at this go. Do a logs on the operator itself. So -n liberty-operator.
Liberty-operator logs.
Logs. And then, yeah.
It looks like it's doing stuff.
So you can see, yeah, you can see it's doing a deployment. It's seeing that it's got a thing. It's created a deployment. It's reconciling. And you can see there at the bottom, the request name is Java EE app simple cluster. So this is acting on the CRD that we created.
Yep.
Sorry, the CR we created. Okay, that is against the CRD.
And then the deployment is still doing stuff. So if we do get or watch kubes CTO.
Well, let's do a kget pods and see what that shows us.
Oh,
image pull back off.
Latest, it was supposed to be 100. Good eye, lost algorithm. Good eye. 10 apply dash
Ship
F.
it.
All right, there we go. So now if we go back to our reconcile loop, things are still happening. And then if we do pods, container creating.
Okay, so it's obviously, it updated the deployment. And so the deployment is going to basically roll the pods. So it's probably going to wait until the first one is up, delete one, and then add another one, etc. I'm going to guess is what it's doing here. -F.
Yep. There we go. Things are starting.
Ooh, look at this.
There's one's running.
Now do a kubectl get service.
That looks like a real port. Oh my good God. This actually worked. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to hit the button. There you go. Hit the button. This actually worked.
Better order a coffee, JJ.
I think I'm going to. It's going to be, my coffee's only going to be worth $1. I'm going to submit that. There we go. We added it. It updated.
Yeah, this was pretty fantastic. Bye. Oh, two-handers. Bye.